Hey there, everyone. This is Ray Higdon again, and welcome to week number 6 of the Get Rich Blueprint. And this one I'm really excited for. Now, last week I kind of gave you a softball. We had a really easy assignment, and I hope you still did it. You know me, I hit you every single week on this, but I'm just trying to really help you. The concepts, though, in week 5, both 5 and 6 are very, very important for you. If I were you, I would listen to week 5 again, possibly many times actually, because that is a very important thing. Number 1, that you don't have to be in poverty, and number 2, that there's no limit, and you don't have to be competitive either. And, there's a difference between being competitive in a sport fashion versus competitive mindset. Competitive mindset means if someone wins, I lose, and if someone gains, I don't. Okay? Competitive, sports obviously is making a game of it. Now, you should make a game of everything because that's just fun. I compete with some of my teammates for different awards and things like that. But I don't think, if they succeed, I fail, or if they sign up somebody, then that's someone I would have gotten if they didn't. So it's a very different thing between competitive sports-wise, and I just want to make that clarification, competitive sports-wise versus the actual competitive mindset that we were referring to last week. So, chapter number 6, how riches come to you. And I'll tell you, when I first read this years and years and years ago, this is what my entire business is based on. My entire business is based on this chapter. This chapter is what has allowed me to have massive success in network marketing, have massive success with creating my own products, with doing JVs, with being an affiliate in certain things, and it's all about value. So chapter number 6 is how riches come to you. And when it's said that you don't have to drive sharp bargains like we talked about last week, this doesn't mean that you don't have to drive any bargains at all, or that you're above the necessity for having any dealings with fellow men or women. It means that you don't need to deal with them unfairly. Okay? You do not have to get something for nothing, but you can give to everyone more than you take from them. That's a very, very important paragraph. We're starting off real strong here. I remember when I was in real estate, there was a guy, I actually forget his name, but there was a guy, and I would get really good real estate deals because we would negotiate, and we would send out really good deals. And so there was a guy that he would call me, and let's say I was asking, $100,000 or $200,000, whatever. So let's say it was a really good deal, and it was worth $200,000, and we were asking $100,000 for a house. And this guy would call me and be like, hey, can you give me, I'll give you $85,000, right? And I would say, well, no, it's $100,000. My $85,000, the best I can do. I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't work. And so then he would call back the next day and say, all right, I'll do $90,000. And I'd say, it's already sold. Okay, we already sold it. And then he would respond with, well, how do I get you to reach out to me first? And I'm thinking, well, give me what I'm asking, right? And so I think some people, they go through life trying to negotiate everything to the nth degree, and they actually, what they're doing is they're creating, they're expanding their own competitive mindset, and the whole I have to get the very best deal from everyone I ever deal with, it makes you a person that people don't want to deal with. And so, there definitely have been times where, perhaps I took a lower, commission percentage, or, gave someone a little bit too much money or something like that. But that's okay. There are definitely times where I look to get a fair deal, but not in every single situation. So I want to be easy to deal with, so people want to deal with me more and more and more. But what I always do, okay, is I want to give more than I ever take, meaning I want to give value. And so you cannot give every person more in cash market value than you take from them, but you can give them more in use value. than the cash value of the thing you take from them. And so, a couple examples. This is a 17-week course. And if you break that down, however much you spent on this course, if you take this course and you actually do the assignments and you actually do you apply the principles, you could make hundreds of thousands of dollars from this course. In fact, to be honest, you should. I have. I've taken what is taught in this course and made a lot of money from it, and so should you. Okay? So does that mean that it was worth the few $100s that you paid for this course? Well, absolutely. If you gave a few $100 in cash market value, but you made tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars in use value, then I think you would make that trade every single day of the week, right? Well, I hope so. And, I have people ask me, they're like, Ray, man, you create so many products. When will you stop selling stuff, right? I've had people ask me that. And, the answer is I'll stop when I feel that there's no longer value there. If I'm just putting something together and there's no value in what I put together, then I'll stop selling. I don't want to sell something that doesn't have value. I want to sell things that people get massive value. And in fact, one last example, I recently did a joint venture with Magnetic Sponsoring called ProBlog Academy. Now, Magnetic Sponsoring in the network marketing niche, huge company, and they've done a ton of products, done tens of millions of dollars, and they told me, they're like, Ray, we have never received more testimonials this quickly from any product we've ever launched. Now that's value, guys. And so you want to always create value. And the way that you create value is, and this is me off the cuff telling you, but the way that you create value is you identify your target prospects, your target niche, and you solve the problems of that niche. You solve the problems. Look at this course as an example. Okay, one last example. But this course, there's a lot of people in network marketing that do not have the wealth mindset. They just don't. And so they go from event to event, to MLM to MLM, to deal to deal, to CD to CD, but they never actually work on their wealth mindset. And unless they do that, they're just going to keep struggling, because that's where it all starts, and that's the entire purpose of this course. So what did I do? Solve the problem, and people are buying. So people buy this course all the time because it is solving their problem. So when you rise from the competitive to the creative plane, you can scan your business transactions very strictly. And if you're selling anyone anything which does not add more to their life than the thing you gave in exchange, you should stop it. You do not have to beat anybody in business. And if you're in a business which does beat people, get out of it at once. And, I love one of the examples that Wallace gives is he says if he takes a painting worth thousands and thousands of dollars and he, goes to Alaska and, trades it to an Eskimo for some furs, he's pretty much ripped him off because the Eskimo has no use for that art, right? But if he trades that Eskimo a gun, or some kind of weapon so they can go get more furs, then that is of use value. And so that's just another example for you. But give every person more in use value than you take from them in cash value. Then you are adding to the life of the world by every business transaction. And finally, because you are cause to the creation of your riches from formless substance which permeates all your environment, it does not follow that they are to take shape from the atmosphere and come into being before your eyes. And, this is, some of you may have seen the movie The Secret, and, some people, they really give it a hard time, and they say, oh, you just meditate in your room and things appear. I didn't get that at all from the movie, and I think it's too popular to badmouth that movie, because I quite frankly got a lot out of it. What I got out of it was you focus on what you want and then you take action, but some of the, my speaking comrades and associates, they seem to think that it didn't say to take action, but that's what I got out of it. So it's not like you're just going to dream up what you want and formless substance will bring it to you, but when you really focus on what you want and you combine that, this is a two-step process, and you combine that with you giving value to your market, to your industry, you're going to get the things that you want. And so, do not forget for a moment that the thinking substance is through all, in all, communicating with all, and can influence all. The desire of thinking substance for fuller life and better living has caused the creation of all the, doodads, the machines, the cars, the trucks, whatever, already made, and it can cause the creation of millions more, and will whenever mankind sets it in motion by desire and faith and by acting in a certain way. Original substance wants to live all that is possible in you and wants you to have all that you can or will use for the living of the most abundant life. If you fix upon your consciousness the fact that the desire you feel for the possession of riches is one with the desire of omnipotence for more complete expression, your faith becomes invincible. That's a very powerful little statement there. And let me say it a little bit different way. If you fix upon your consciousness the fact that the desire you feel for the possession of wealth is for you to be able to more completely express yourself, your faith becomes invincible. Because do you realize if you are a provider of value on this planet and you are able to more completely express yourself, okay, which could be running huge events, running large, webinars, impacting communities, then that is a great thing. If you can do those things that, quite frankly, someone in poverty cannot, okay, then that is a good thing. Providing value and having that faith that's what happens. And so, all that there is of possibility is seeking expression through mankind. God or the universe, again, wants those who can play music to have pianos and every other instrument and to have the means to cultivate their talents to the fullest extent. They want those who can appreciate beauty to be able to surround themselves with beautiful things. They want those who can discern truth to have every opportunity to travel and observe, to appreciate dress, be fully clothed, those who can appreciate good food to be fed. And, this reminds me of a quote I heard from Wayne Dyer, and that is, "Don't die with the music inside you." And, that really struck a chord with me because, what it made me realize is that every person on planet Earth has an amazing story, an amazing, ability, has greatness within them, but a lot of times because we let the maybe the mass mediocrity around us, it keeps it in, and no one actually hears that music. Well, my suggestion to you is let the world hear your music. And the best way for you to fully express the music within you, whatever that is, and maybe for, like my friend Rebecca, she's a great author, and so many other of my friends have so many great talents. That music is whatever you define it as. Whatever your music is your music. There's no right or wrong. My music is training and teaching and speaking. That's where I feel my best. That's where I have the most fun and I feel I'm making the most impact. That's my music. And so by me becoming rich and me, continuing to increase wealth, I'm able to fully express my music. Okay? And so understand the desire you feel for riches is the infinite seeking to express. Let me say that again. The desire you feel for riches is the infinite seeking to express. So you need not hesitate to ask largely. And this, a little bit of challenge for some people, a little bit of belief challenge. This is a difficult point with most people because they retain something of the old idea that poverty and self-sacrifice are pleasing to God and pleasing to, the world and the community around you. They look upon poverty as a part of the plan, just a necessity of nature. They have the idea that the universe has finished its work and made all that it can make, and that the majority of mankind must stay poor because there's just not enough to go around. They hold so much of this erroneous thought that they feel ashamed to ask for money, riches, and wealth. They try not to want more than a very modest competence, just enough to make them fairly comfortable. Oh, Man, we covered some very, very serious ground in this week. And here's your assignment, all right? And by the way, these assignments, there's no right or wrong. These are your assignments. You own them. These are yours to keep. You can print them out, put them on the fridge, right? But they're yours to keep, okay? I want you to write down how you are going to more fully express yourself when you are absolutely rich, when you are wealthy beyond imagination. How will you more fully express yourself? Will you? And I hesitate to give you examples because then you're going to run with my examples. But let's just leave it at that. How will you more fully express the music within you? How will you more fully provide value to your marketplace? How will you more fully impact people when you have the wealth that you desire? And so this is week number 6. We will see you next week. Ray Higdon. Bye-bye.